Hi Taurus, here is a general look at your solar chart for a little bit of January and the whole of February 2015. And well, new potentials are in the wind in January, expansive energies, a feeling of enthusiasm, a feeling of maybe promise there, or hope there. And some of you could have itchy feet, so getting out, it's a good time to get out and about more, make new connections, try new things, learn new things, sign up for a course. Also, travel and distant horizons are emphasized. But in January, there's a certain amount of uncertainty around. It's a sociable time, but there is and it's a time of change. So maybe you're not certain of your ground. So definitely keeping lines of communication open, even though you do feel a little bit indecisive regarding a certain friendship maybe, or a certain group of people maybe, for whatever the reason. And that can be increasing from the 15th onwards. You know you need to do something about this. You know you want to make a decision, or you want clarity, but there is just this one of those times when it's a little bit smoke and mirrors in a certain area. Between the 15th and the 23rd, you are likely to maybe lack the information or the confidence. It's perhaps not the right moment to jump into doing new things, or if you do, because it can be quite progressive, this energy. You know, you do it on a hope and a prayer, or you're winging it, sort of thing. You know, it can be like, okay, well, I'll be experimental. You know, and it's not bad. It's just seems to be the way the energy is panning out at the moment. But on the positive side, it's good to be there for others. It's good to be there in a healing way, a supportive way, maybe in a, you know, just mates together kind of a way, or maybe it's as the facilitator, the enabler, and but just be nice to yourself as well at this time, and look after your health at this time as well. And I'm going to be saying more or less the same thing to all the signs, so it's not just your sign either. The last few days of January and into just the first few days, about 3 days of February, there is this theme of uncertainty. It just it pops up again, and maybe you just, you know, you'd like the more clarity there, but you can feel quite inspired, you can feel innovative, and just don't be too idealistic, and don't miss out maybe, you know, the small print in what somebody said, or actually in some kind of contract or something. And really, that is, it's not a negative energy. It's simply the energies that are around for all of the signs this month. It's a little bit of jumpiness about, you know, it's for all the signs. So you can feel a bit kind of just like there's something in the air here, and without that clarity, without that certainty, without that decision, you can't define it in some way or other. And this is a good time to work with dreams, actually, to work from that field where we don't have the clarity logically, but we have the sort of the power of visualization and imagination, and then that can work very, very well for you. But don't allow circumstances, or apparent circumstances, because there is a little bit of sort of like smoke and mirrors and cloak and dagger maybe, or jumping at shadows which really aren't there at all, or if they are there, you know, they're just something quite innocent. So don't allow circumstances to undermine your trust in yourself and your ability to achieve your dreams, or to achieve whatever it is, you know, that your goal you're going after at the moment. Until the 19th, and now we're into February, February until the 19th in February, the solar energy themes meaning that you'll be got to take your overall direction a bit more seriously. You've got to be more responsible. You've got to be more maybe responsible in the eyes of others, like authority figures or officials or teachers, parents, and that kind of thing. You're more likely to cross paths with those sorts of people at this time, but the overall idea is to project a good image, or the image that you consider to be good, the image that you want to project, and just be consistent with that and responsible with whatever the things are that are asked of you as you go forwards. But definitely reputation may be more on your mind, presentation, image, packaging, that kind of thing. Be more on your mind at that time. Then, well, before then, and you're discussing with others who can maybe they've got the power to enable something for you, to facilitate something for you, and a new enterprise or career, or anybody that can just validate or help you on up the ladder of success, you could be in conversation with. And seeing that Venus is in an area which is helping you move forwards with things that you've hoped for a long time, then that is actually going to be helpful to you with these people in so-called positions of power, right? Or those that you look up to. Mercury is going retrograde until the 11th, so you may find that things kind of are going a bit slowly, or that you're waiting on a response or a correspondence or something, or you know, you might have to redo the schedule. Might be weather related. You know, there's all sorts of reasons why. If you're in the northern hemisphere at this time of the year, it often is. But Mercury, it goes direct from the 11th, and then you should find things begin, because actually Mercury doesn't switch on and off from retrograde to sort of, it kind of goes through a little transition period, but you begin to feel as though things are moving along more smoothly, more predictably, in the areas to do with, you know, maybe bureaucracy, maybe authority figures, maybe parents, and those sort, and the like. And then, as I say, Venus is in this area which is really facilitating positive experiences with other people, pooling your knowledge, your resources, benefiting from friendships, from the knowledge of the group, from the resources of a group, and it can be materially beneficial to you to be connecting in with some kind of group. Maybe it's an online group, you know, like I'm doing here. And Mars is in the same area, really energizing that area, which is actually future orientated. It's a very progressive area up until the 21st for you, with both Venus and Mars. Well, Mars comes out of there on the 20th, but let's not split hairs. And you tend to be the initiator with you feel as though you can get the ball rolling on things, definitely. And technology could be involved here, because this is a very futuristic area as well. Just don't be hasty, just don't let others tire you out with everything that you need to do for them. You can be making new friends, you can be deepening maybe your bonds with certain people, but definitely connecting in with some kind of circle, some kind of club, some kind of organization is more likely with Venus and Mars here. From the 19th of February, the solar energy makes it a forward-moving phase when friendships, contacts new and old, or more involvement within a community or a group of kindred spirits is a key feature. So indeed, more of the same, you know, as Mars and Venus moves out of there and puts the emphasis on the next area, which is quite a background area. It's more sensitive area, it's more introspective area, where you're pulling yourself in and away from lots of sort of plunging into extrovert activity on the outside, where friends or groups are concerned, or an organization or a community or a circle, whatever it is, a club. And then with Mars and Venus in this indrawing area, this is the time for you to take a step back, to have a review, maybe touch base with yourself more, to be in more self-nurturing mood, to be there for others though, because this is the area of selflessness. This is the area where you may be called upon more to be the support, the facilitator for others, the healer, the helper, the assistant for another. So we've got a kind of a mix there, a very extrovert, outward going energy with where the Sun is from the 19th to quite indrawing energy from where Mars and Venus are from the 21st. And it's a good idea to be doing things at this time which feed you, and don't just be a little bit deliberately stronger where your boundary lines are, because it's very, very easy for those lines to get blurred with Mars and Venus there. And this is also a time for you to, again, I'm going to say, look after health matters, perhaps, or maybe it's not for you, maybe it's for somebody else that you are connected to. And then Mars, of course, is in that area. It's a great time for imaginative pursuits, a great time for meditation and anything which is so-called spiritual or healing in that sort of a way, right? Now, we've got Jupiter, and we've got Jupiter is actually at the root of your chart. And that's a relatively new cycle of Jupiter there, expanding your life through family, through place on the map, through neighborhood. Jupiter is at the root of your chart, so that means there can be goodies coming to you in the pipeline because of where you are or who you've got in the neighborhood or family. And it can mean also that you get to travel more to a location that you sort of get a lot out of. You maybe even prefer to where you're based, or this is a good time for some people to move. And that will be there until August. New Taurians born 4th to the 10th of May, or with 14 to 19 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most this month. And then Saturn is now shifted over into the 8th house. So even though you had Saturn in your opposite sign, meaning that you had to work harder at compromising maybe with others, or at getting others to come around to your point of view, and finding that actually it wasn't so easy, and that in the end you really did have to cooperate, you really did have to compromise, you really did have to learn how to sort of balance your side of things with their side of things, whether you liked it or not. Now it's in the 8th house, so there still is some of that, but it's a little bit different. It can be more now about resources. And remember, this is the energy of the snake, which sloughs off its skin, and then there's nice new skin underneath. So in the area of resources which may be connected in with certain relationships, and they can be like professional relationships as well as in your personal life. So there's certain material things that you may get hung up over, or that are lacking now, or you know, that the benefits that you received before because of a relationship is now no longer there, or is less than before, you see. So these are the kinds of things. Also contracts, that's more on the professional side of things, that you may have gotten into, whether they were, you know, like official ones where you had to sign a piece of paper, or whether they were just like moral contracts or obligations. You find now those are maybe more, it's harder work honoring those, but honor those you must. However, I say that, but on the other hand, if there is any wriggle room there, then probably over this very long transit of Saturn here, and if something is really regularly tiring you out and regularly kind of draining you because you've changed, or they've changed, or something's changed, then there will be, you know, the option to kind of, I'm going to say wriggle out of it, but is to kind of work around it in a way which is more comfortable for you, but more on that later. And also it could be that things to do with money or property, anything which is shared with or reliant upon somebody else's sort of say or requirement or opinion or mood, is going to, you know, there will be a glitch there occasionally. But having said that as well, this is a house of transition. This is a house of for you to kind of rise above and move beyond what is now outlived, what is now in the old frame. And the more this transit gets a grip, because it's only just beginning, the more you will begin to slowly transition into fresh perspectives and new territories, and definitely be turning over a new leaf. And you Taurians born the 22nd to the 26th of April with 2 to 6 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And that's it. That's it for February. And if you know your rising sign and your moon sign, listen to those. Also, this is all written up on my website. Well, probably a bit more than I've given you here is written up on my website. And I'll see you the next time.